Hi everyone out there in CCC world. This is me, Spider Slayer from Comic Book Corner. Today I'm bringing you episode number 2 of The Walking Dead 101. Today we're going to talk about Herschel. This one is all about Herschel. This particular one was a subscriber's request that asked me to do a Herschel to see what his character was about, and also The Walking Dead TV show does come back this week. So this will kind of tie in to see, what Herschel's all about since he was in the show at the end, and you have an idea of what the character is truly about. Um, but basically, starting off, again, I get a lot of my reference from the comic in case I forget because some of these stories are a long, long time ago. I get it off of the survival guide. So if I look down, you'll see that I'm just reading off of notes real quick to try to kind of remind myself of what's going on. Excuse me. So, but first off, we're going to start. Herschel is a character in the comic and in the TV show. Um, their situations in the beginning are almost identical of what has happened. The main difference that I see in the comic and in the TV show is that Herschel doesn't look quite as old in the comic book. He is an older gentleman, but he looks a little bit more tough and a little bit more grittier. Looks like he can hold his own a little bit more. Um, but he first appeared in issue number 10, and then he died in issue number 48 at the hands of the governor. Um, so he is deceased. He is a veterinarian, just like he is on the TV show, making those comparisons. Um, he is a father to Arnold, Billy, Lacey, Maggie, Rachel, and Susie. And the point of origin was same thing that happened on the TV show is that he removed the bullet from Carl's shoulder at the farm. So that was a very similar situation. Um, Otis did the same thing. He shot Carl in the shoulder, and basically Otis brought him back to the farm, or he went back to the farm, and he actually saved Carl's life. Um, Here's the differences between the show and the comic book. The thing is that Herschel obviously knew about the zombies staying in the farm, but he told Rick and he said that they were staying in the barn and that that they were staying there until he could find a cure. So he told them well in advance, you know, because in the TV show they were looking for Sophia and stuff like that. So, and he was holding it a secret until Rick actually found out for himself. So that's the two major differences in the actual thing. Um, and one other major difference here is we see at the end of the show at episode number 7 is that we saw how Rick and Herschel were bringing these zombies to put them back into the barn, and Shane actually let all the zombies out, and they started shooting all the zombies. Then Sophia came out, and everyone was like, "Holy crap! It's Sophia! She's a zombie!" And Rick shot her. Well, that did not happen at all in the comic book. How it happened here in the comic book was that the uh, zombie the zombies were actually going to be put in by Herschel. So he captured a zombie. He was going to actually put it in the barn. And then what happens is when he opened the barn, the zombies came pouring out, and they started. Um, they were going after um, Herschel and everybody else. And then what happened was the group was forced to slaughter all the zombies. Um, so what happened then after that fact is that that kind of pushed Herschel over the edge, and Herschel urged the group to leave, and Rick insisted on staying. Lori insisted on staying because they had all these extra rooms and everything else. Herschel's family just got totally wiped out, most of his family. So in the end, the group had to take off, and in the comic book, they went to the next major story arc, which was the jail thing, and the next story arc was called Safety Behind Bars. Well, what happened later on is that Heshel um, basically wound up getting back together with the group. Rick went back for him. He got him back. They kind of mended their ways. They got along to each other because they knew they needed Heshel for his farming abilities. In the farm, he knew how to grow crops, knew how to make food. In the prison that they were staying, it was a major resource because they didn't have much resources left at the prison. What had happened was Heshel's daughters got murdered, and they had to hang one of his sons because he was going loco, and he killed a couple of his daughters, and other bad things that happened to Heshel is that the governor basically broke into the prison in the comic book, and they were trying to escape. The governor was shooting everything around, and what happened was it killed his other sons, and Heshel basically just gave up. He fell to his knees, looked up at God, and said, "God, please take me." And what happened was that the governor put the gun right to Heshel's forehead, and he says, "As you wish." Boom, and he shoots Heshel. And basically that's how Heshel has died in the comic. So basically a lot of the story, to a point, was the same between the comic and the TV show so far. Now, again, since Sophia was in the picture in this particular storyline in the TV show, that's what made everything different, by Shane busting it in and things like that. So that's what made it different there, that part of the storyline. Now, since we're starting the second part of the season, it's going to be interesting to see what happens to Heshel, where the group goes. Does he go with them? Does he die in the future? Does he sacrifice himself? What happens? Because at the end of the TV show, the guy just looks like he's lost it. Just like he did in the book. He kind of lost it in the book too. But it looks like he's just on his knees, and he just lost his whole family, and he doesn't know what to do anymore. So it'll be interesting to see. It's kind of cool how the comic is so far ahead, and you know what happens to these characters in the comic, and then how the TV show differs from the comic book. And it just kind of gives you everything again. And it's all started with Shane's death. It's kind of like, what if Shane lived? So that's what the TV show brings you, the different aspect of everything. So now that, Shane released all the zombies, does Heshel have resentment towards Shane because none of this would have happened? And why didn't Heshel, tell the group that they had a girl stuck in the zombie? Who knows? But I think it's because he didn't really know everybody in the barn. I think it's because Otis was in charge of everything, and he's the one that captured the girl, put her in the barn, and Shane killed Otis, not having a chance to tell the group that the girl was missing. I think that's what happened, and I think Robert Kirkman said that on the show The Talking Dead. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened. But yeah, so that's your quick rundown of Heshel. Just wanted to give you guys an update. I haven't done this one in a while, so that's it. That's all about Heshel. So if you guys want a specific character that you want described or want history on, just let me know and I'll do it for you. So everyone, take care, and I hope you guys stay safe. And until the next episode I do here on the CCC, I'll see you soon. This is Spider Slayer signing off. And if you guys are interested in watching my channel, The Comic Book Corner, go ahead and stop by and see that too. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.